Last week on Pelican's Ultimate Match Fishing, in a stunning upset, Larry Nixon shot two-time defending champion Jacob Wheeler to advance to the Ultimate Match Fishing Championship. This week, Brian Thrift and Dave Lefebvre will square off for a chance to join Nixon in the title. Thrift.
Fish on back of the boat.
Lefebvre.
Oh, good one.
Game on. Pelican's Ultimate Match Fishing begins right now.
From Blue Water Lodge on Lake Chickamauga in Ray County, Tennessee, I'm Joe Thomas along with Fish Fishburne, and this is Pelican's Ultimate Match Fishing, and this is our second semifinal round fish. We're gonna find out today who advances to the finals and will fish against the General, Larry Nixon.
And Pennsylvania's Dave Lefebvre, he beat Brandon Polinick in his match to get here, Joe. This guy's on fire. He's catching some big fish. He's had some practice time. Better watch him. But he's going up against Shelby, North Carolina's Brian Thrift. And if you follow Thrift's career, it's unbelievable.
#2 ranked angler in the world right now.
You got to remember, he beat Boyd Duckett from Alabama to get here, so I got to go Thrifty.
Yeah, and these guys understand the strategy, and they both set down their anglers in the fourth period in their earlier matches, so they know how important the coin toss is.
Brian and Dave, you know how important the coin toss can be. Who's going to call it?
I'll call it.
Call it here.
Heads.
It is tails. Brian.
I'll take second and fourth.
Second and fourth, first and third. Good luck, guys.
Dave Lefebvre will have control of the boat in the first quarter, Joe.
This is going to be big fish. Let's take it to the lake.
It doesn't matter who I'm fishing against. If I was going out there by myself and they gave me a 10-pound goal, you know, I'd be nervous. So I'm nervous when I get up in the morning. I'm nervous when I go to bed every day, so no different.
I'm going up against Dave Lefebvre today. He's going to be a tough competitor. I know he is, but you know, it comes down to one simple thing: who can catch the most fish and the most weight, and that's where it's at.
All right, Dave, going to start on your first cast, bud. Good luck.
The first quarter is now underway, and Dave Lefebvre literally idled 150 yards and dropped his trolling motor at the end of the docks in Blue Water Lodge. I mean, he is fishing open water with a swim bait, and he's got Brian Thrift sitting back here where he does have a lot of room to cast.
Yes, I'm right here around the original doghouse.
But he's got to make long casts to get to the shoreline.
God, they're not biting, dude. I'm telling you that right now.
Anywhere that you throw, you can catch a big one, anywhere. I just spent a lot of time idling around, even fishing stupid places, you know, with places where the locals didn't fish, you know, where they would turn around. I was fishing the mud between the good places.
Well, guys, I got to tell you, Dave Lefebvre has gone nowhere fast. Actually, we're about 20 minutes into this match, and he said that he has broken this creek down and found a lot of little areas that other people aren't fishing, and it's early, hadn't paid off yet.
That was fun. It's a good spot, Dave.
30 minutes gone. Dave's hit 4 spots so far. Poof, 0 in the live well.
There's a lot of things going on Chickamauga right now. When I didn't get bit on that stuff, I totally did a 180. Completely different AWOL. Those not getting bites out there deep, just, it was so much more information than you can imagine. You know, it told me I needed to just forget it.
Fish on in front of the boat. Oh, it's a good one. Oh, on the deck.
I think it touched. Didn't touch. Almost forgot.
Bass #1 for Dave Lefebvre. He made a move and immediately, first cast, catches a good keeper. Dave, you made a move. You pulled off the main river and ran into a backwater, and it paid off. Tell me what you're thinking right now.
Every day is different, man. Especially this time of year.
Fish on back of the boat. It's a good one.
God, I got one hook in it.
Yes, sir. Brian Thrift strikes with his first one of the day from the back of the boat.
The reason I didn't want to go in that backwater in that shallow water was because, you know, you're wide open. You can't defend it.
When I see this in his first period, I'm thinking, you know, this is good, because I'm going to fish some good-looking stuff. I'm going to catch them.
Fish on in front of the boat. Keeper. #2 for Dave Lefebvre. Short and fat. I think it's going to measure for sure. not even checking it. It's going in the box. Boom. These guys are rolling in this first quarter. Brian Thrift lands one from the back of the boat on a little crankbait. Dave Lefebvre answers with a jig. This could be one of our best days so far. Fish on in front of the boat. Fish on back of the boat. It's a good one. Fish on, fish on.
Fish on in the back of the boat.
Nice.
Fish on in front of the boat.
Nice.
This could be one of our best days so far.
Well, Dave Lefebvre has about 20 minutes left, and he just is fishing channel bends, it looks like, channel swings. He's fishing some objects that you can't see with the naked eye unless you're wearing polarized sunglasses.
Fish on back of the boat. Gonna be close.
Is that a keeper?
I don't think he's gonna be.
Gonna be really close to the 15-inch line. It's long, kind of thin.
Oh yeah, 15 and a quarter.
He says 15 and a quarter. It is a good fish. This match is tied up 2-2.
Let the fun begin, boys.
Fish on in front of the boat. 3 minutes left.
That's a good one.
And Dave Lefebvre's got a good one on.
Oh, that's a big one.
It's a giant.
Oh, yeah.
Big bass for Dave Lefebvre. Lands it on the front deck. It is all going good for him right now.
Come on, come on, come on.
The end of the first quarter was it was like, what's going on here?
Did I get him? Oh, man, no.
Fish on in front of the boat.
Oh, don't move, Thrift.
Another big one. Boom.
I see Brian set the hook on something, or I don't know what was going on. I turned around just in time to see a big crankbait flying right at me, so I stuck my leg up. I still got the battle scar here. But I had made a key pitch at that exact same time. It was about the craziest 30 seconds of UMF history.
Got a crankbait.
A little bit of blood coming out of my shin bone, and we got us a whistle.
That's the end of the period.
God almighty.
That's what you call a train wreck, but it was fun, wasn't it?
That was pretty good.
Yeah. I'm hooked in.
Dave, I'm gonna have to rip a hole in your crocheted jeans here.
I don't think I'm gonna survive it.
Hey, you wanted action? You wanted ultimate match fishing action? You just saw it.
That was a good ending right there. In the last, what, 3 minutes, I got 2 bites, 1 big one. One that could show up at the weigh-in, so that's good.
All right, Brian, second quarter will start when you put it in gear.
We good? The creek Dave was fishing the mud in, it's got a very windy creek channel, and it's not very wide. And there was one point of it that the creek channel came around a bank and it kind of went straight into another bank. But I knew on the left side there were giant stumps, and they were a foot under the water. So in my head, I'm thinking, stay right, don't hit the stumps. So I stay right, and the boat comes to a complete stop and kind of falls over to the side. To the right. Yeah. I messed up, Joe. So the boat gets stuck, and this is eating up my time. You know, I just started my quarter. I'm stuck on a mud flat, roll my britches up, take my socks and shoes off, jump in the lake, into the mud that Dave has just caught fish out of. It's squishing between my toes. It feels good, so I kind of know why the fish were in the mud. But I get the boat pushed off the mud, and we finally get back going. This is probably a 10, 15-minute ordeal, so eat up the first 10 minutes of my period stuck in the mud.
Well, Thrift is off the sandbar now. He only burned about 10 minutes off the clock, but he said, I might not be making as long a run now. Yep, he's moving. Let's go.
When I gave the boat to Brian back there in that creek, I was mainly concerned that he was just going to stay there and pick up where I left off. When he ran out of there, that just showed me the confidence level that he had. I mean, we got a lot of bites in that creek in a short amount of time. So it scared me that we were leaving there.
Yesterday when I was out there practicing, I found a little group of fish there around that bridge. I mean, and I get to the bridge where I've caught all of them, fish it 30 minutes, not a bite. Let me make sure I'm not throwing at the wrong column. Then I'm kind of thinking, uh-oh, I made a bad decision this period. Something's changed. The warm night, they're not pulling current. Something's going on, something's totally different.
Right before Brian Thrift picked up the trolling motor and left the bridge area, I overheard him say, I think I made a bad decision. He's moved south on the lake about a mile. He's gone into a pocket, and I think he's just trying to salvage what he can in the second quarter.
That's the end of that period.
That was not a good period. Not a good period at all.
That's the end of the second quarter, and if I'm Brian Thrift, all I got to say is ouch. 0 in the live well from the front of the boat. When we come back, Dave Lefebvre will be in control of the boat, and we'll find out if he can pile it on in the third quarter.